My name is Vipin Tyagi. I am Executive Director of CDOT, and CDOT is comparatively well known in Indian telecommunications segment. The outside India people may not know as much, but we are the R&D for telecom for a very long time, about 27 years. Our switches designed by CDOT are still working in the rural areas. We have been innovating and creating the solutions around the telecommunications for the Indian rural telecom in particular and telecommunication in general. Now, having looked at the couple of decades development, what we realize is that in 2009 we realigned the board, we realigned the organization, and we realized that now CDOT has to innovate and create the infrastructure for next generation services. Now, what is the meaning of next generation services? These services are going to be video based, they are going to be human based. These services are going to be making difference in the lives of the people. These services will relate with the core of India, and then it will generate the opportunities for employment. It will bring about the business's effectiveness for the country. It will take us to a different path and separate us from the rest of the country through the leapfrog. So, that is the vision with which we started to build. The journey became absolutely clear. It is all broadband, and it is all about the connecting with the peoples wherever they are, it does not matter. And rural has been left out by the business forces, because the business models did not make sense for people to really invest in the rural areas. So, that is why the many initiatives have been taken. One of those is NOFN, National Optical Fiber Network. CDOT has been very closely associated in terms of envisioning the whole thing. And we also realize that the technology that will be designed for India, they have to be power efficient. So, because I am not going to have power for about 60 kilometer, 100 kilometer in the rural areas, still the communication has to work. We also realize that the solar is going to play a major role. We also realize that the infrastructure get created for the rural folks, or for that matter any Indian, should not be inferior to anybody else in the world. It should definitely be not inferior to the urban areas. At that time urban areas were running 120 8 bits, 512 MB, kbps kind of a connectivity, but now the CDOT technology is going to get into 2,50,000 panchayats, but more importantly 1,000,000 ports of 100 Mbps each for this will become a beachhead. So, 1,000,000 ports is a large number. So, electronics of that has been designed by CDOT, we have done the planning for the network, we are now rolling out the whole thing. The technology risk in this project is zero, because this whole thing is running for last 2 years, and every kind of service has been tried on that. For example, we have tried how do we find out in the crop what is the worm which is affecting it. We found out how to educate people using this technology. We found out how are we going to improve the education, how are we going to make the eye inspection in the remote areas when the surgeon is sitting here. How are we going to make the journey of a rural person more meaningful, so that it does not have to go 10 times and stand up in the queue. Why? Because digital India means empowering people and giving them respect, and respect when you give to somebody, you also give respect to his time. So, that is what we have built as of now. So, we have built the GPON technology, gave it to 7 manufacturers in India. It was very difficult for us to find out who are the manufacturers, because manufacturing was almost dead. So, we went to the folks because they knew us, there was a trust which was there between CDOT and the rest of the manufacturing community, but they were not doing well. So, we went and told them, you manufacture this. Consequently, we have now 7 active manufacturers. We have 1 billion worth of capacity in India lying vacant. We have unemployment, we have having people looking for job. Once we are able to bring it together, like NOFN is just one example, we need thousands and thousands of NOFNs to develop this in India, and not everything on the government sector. Things have to happen in private sector. They have to connect with India. That is what Digital India and Make in India means. You make in India so as to you relate with India. It's like you know, a machine which people feel that they have built. They have built for themselves, as opposed to simply getting every technology from outside. So you are creating an elite class in the technology. What for? You have to connect with people. You have to give them employment. You have to make them partner in the overall journey. How do you do that? By actually creating the whole thing together. Now, does it mean that we should be going back to the pre-liberalization phase and we should be doing things in isolation and we should be restricting people coming here and investing in the country? No. The Make in India does not mean that the entry for anybody is barred, because this is a liberal economy. But it also means that we need to have the local entrepreneurs and local companies to have a say in the whole thing. The pendulum has swung on the other side drastically. Now we have to bring this balance and get everybody. Secondly, in today's connected world, you can't do anything without connecting. So we want to connect. The core question is, how do we want to relate this, how does this country want to relate with the rest of the countries? As a consumer, as a creator, as a co-creator, as a technology partner, as a design partner, how do you want to correlate? How do we want to connect with them? And that has been the missing point in the overall thing. We were told you consume, okay, and you gain all the nice experience by using mobile phone and all that. Isn't it misplaced in certain sense? So Digital India cannot work without Make in India. Not sustainable. Make in India cannot work without Digital India because it is not sustainable. Both of these putting together, Digital India and Make in India, you put together, you relate with people, you do indigenous manufacturing, you bring young engineers energy in terms of design and manufacturing, you get them to deploy this, allow them to create the business model and encourage a startup. That is what is the whole thing all about. We have not been doing it. None of this has been done by us. All we have been doing, take this phone, make a call, right? Get the thing from outside, and that is what has been the problem. Okay, so what CDOT is doing? Now this is the, okay, now you will be specifically interested in knowing where the whole technology is going this point in time. Really is that fiber has become inevitable. If you want to have broadband, you need to have fiber. Whether you are going to connect this fiber to a small cell of LTE, or whether you are going to connect this fiber to a large macro cell, whether you are going to connect this to a small ONT, whether you are going to, so fiber is going to be everywhere because you simply cannot run on radio waves. This is, I call it a fountain head model. So you need to take the bandwidth and to the closest to the person, and then from there you radiate, because that way you make it energy efficient, that way you give more bandwidth, that way your quality of service improves, all of that happens. So what we did is that we created fiber based systems, all the way access we gave GPON, which is having 2.5 gigabit download, which can be divided in 128 subscribers. We have the connectivity of 80 Mbps for distribution, a reach of 1100 square kilometer. Okay, all you need to do is to put fiber, and per subscriber power consumption of a central office equipment is 0.4 watt. The ONT or this customer premises equipment is 10 watts. So what are we talking about? A path breaking technology in as far as power is concerned, very much relevant for India. Second thing that we are building now, we have created the backside, the aggregation points of the fiber. These are 32 gigabit distribution over a single fiber with a symmetrical hauling capability and synchronization. Then we have created now a system which is 100 gigabit over a single fiber over a single wavelength. This is where the technology has reached as of now. So CDOT is as far as it has gone anywhere else in the world. Now we are working with some of the labs to create some next generation systems, and we will continue to work on that. That is on the fiber side. We have LTE Node B, both FTD, TDD technology. We have all the nodes which are there required for creating the LTE infrastructure in the country. We have, we are also migrating all the rural telephones which were plain old telephone to NGN. We call it Max NG, about 10 million subscribers. So, the core is that if you give the young boys and engineers a platform and a chance, no challenge is too big for them, provided you treat them with respect. That's what C-DOT is doing. So, we are in wireless area, we are in the backhaul area, we are into access. One more product I would like to talk about, because that is again very close to the my heart, is the Gyan Setu. We have built a product called Gyan Setu. What is this Gyan Setu? It actually allows you to have all internet services without touching a keyboard and a mouse. You just it has got 3 modes. One is that simply show to the camera what you want, and it will do searching on the net and give you the result in your own language after translation. Second one is that NFC card is there. So, you touch, if you are disabled, you touch that and you will get that. Third one is that if you are 0 to 9 number then you can navigate through all the services, like you can get your birth certificate, you can get your land record, you can get your doctor's appointment, you can start a video conferencing with your doctor, you can start with video conferencing with your teacher, all of that in a single device which works on Wi-Fi or which works on the, this is called Gyan Setu. It is launched by Minister on 25th of December. It is available in the stall for you to look at. Our dream is somehow make the Indian people connected by use of technology to the services which people want to give in the government and businesses and all that. So, we have done that. Yeah.
Now, if you can just briefly talk about some of the challenges that you see in front of these dreams which are obviously being realized.
The challenge is that I see, people talk about content, people talk about the networks not being there, people talk about laying the fiber being a challenge, people also talk about not having enough manpower who is trained, people talk about the digital literacy. To me, all of these are frankly not the biggest issue. The biggest issue is how can we excite people to go to villages and start offering services at the price point which are sustainable there. So, it is a business model issue, it is the reverse migration into issue certain sense, it is the issue of thinking that if I have to grow, the young generation has to grow, we have to connect with everybody, and there is a business model. The business model has been proven in India, nowhere else. PCO is a business model. PCO is what has actually given the connectivity to the poorest of the poor. He can take 1 rupee, he can make a call, right. So, why can't we think of a business model which is beyond the mobile phone, which provides all the accessibility to people. So, that is what I think the issues. Of course, people in India, my personal experiences are very smart, they learn things. A 10th class student, if you give him a camera to handle, you give him a VCR to handle, train him 10 times, he comes up, surprises everybody else. I have seen many creative people coming who do not have a science background, but they are doing science reporting. How is it happening? That is because innately we are quick learning and we have economic compulsions to survive. Consequently, the people will learn very, very quickly once the things start becoming available. I see this happening.